Hello everybody, this is Zebo and welcome to today's video. So since there was no How Would It video last week, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all my members, including the new ones, right? So I welcome Zyme, welcome back Tight, Robin Petalier, P-Star, as well as Maxa into the Zip Fam membership family. Thank you so much everybody for your support, and let us begin today's video. So for this week's Pull to Pull series, the hero banners have some extremely polarizing heroes, right? We have really good heroes such as Noxia, and we have the not so good ones such as Eugene. So in today's video, I'm going to run through why they are good and why they are not good, and whether or not you should put your resources into pulling for them or wait for the next upcoming banner within the KR server. So before I actually continue talking, I personally feel that this banner, or rather this season of hero up banners, they are all pretty skippable because either number one, they are strong but they are niche, or number two, they are really mediocre in a lot of different game modes. So let's start with the best of the bunch, which is Necromancer Noxia. So Noxia is commonly seen in Arena as well as Colosseum. So these two game modes, this unit is really strong. So her strength lies in her spirit being able to taunt, being able to act as a mid shield, and also a disruption to your opponent. And her spirit can be used for multiple purposes. So she's very commonly seen in your Colosseum and Arena, and I don't really think I need to explain too much because of how the aiming within Guardian Tales work. Her spirit is just super duper disruptive and very hard to play around in most scenarios. And in terms of PvE side, she might not be that good in raids. She used to be pretty powerful in Camazon because there was a period where on kill artifacts were really good, or rather the numbers were higher, so you can kill off the spirit, get the on kill effect, like on kill get 100% attack, and then stack up the effect and then let your whole team deal a lot of damage. So that was one way you can use her. In all, I would say that her summoning mechanics is what makes her really powerful. On her own, Noxia is pretty weak, and her power level did drop a bit, right? I mean a bit, because Kamel is a pretty big counter to her because you can't really use your bigger strength, which is your spirit, against Kamel. But all in all, I'll say that Noxia is still a top tier unit, and she will probably remain this way for a very long time unless number one, they remove the targeting mechanics, or rather they change how targeting works, allowing you to aim the Noxia main hero, or number two, they introduce a ton of heroes that counters Noxia specifically. If not, I think she will be a really long-term unit to keep, and that's my opinion about Noxia. Next up, we have Flame Harpy Scintillia. So for Scintillia, in all honesty, I'll say that Scintillia is one of the top tier fire units. She's probably the best in the meta right now, and fire as a whole got boosted up because earth is really strong, so you see tons of mono earth running around. So fire units became an essential, I would say, because if your team don't have a quick answer to mono earth, you're pretty much good, right? And fire is your best option, and Scintillia is one of the better answer to that. So if earth is not that prominent, I'll still say that Scintillia is a generally good arena unit. She can beat most units on an even ground, and yeah, she does require a bit of skill because she has this dodging mechanics which can be used to boost her attack speed for more damage, or she can also use it to dodge weapon skills, attacks, as well as, you know, animations from your enemies. So there's a lot of possibility with her. In general, I would say that her playstyle fits along the line of a Piltvice combined with Visufact in Arena, and in terms of other contents, she's probably the must-have for your fire melee raid team because of melee attack buff as well as fire resistance. As for most other PvE contents, if it's AI controlled, she sucks because she's a warrior. Warrior AI is just bad, and she isn't really the tankiest unit, so that's that going for her. But in terms of Colosseum, I do see some fire melee teams trying to run her, but there's a lot of better teams that counters fire teams, so I would recommend you to do it in general. But if you want to try, you can do the fire melee team in Colosseum. It's a possible comp, it's not the strongest, so take that in mind. And yeah, that's pretty much for Scintillia, right? A generally good arena unit, not so good everywhere else, but probably in terms of all the fire units, she's still one of the more top tier ones. Okay, so we have our third unit, Future Knight. So Future Knight in PvP is not good, right? Because right now hyper offensive is a thing. So weapon skill regen speed teams, they are slightly weaker in a lot of ways due to lack of strong individual units, as well as not being able to just man fight all the units that comes to you and hit you with their normal attack. So that's that going for her. She's not a bad unit per se. In arena, she's good because weapon skill regen speed is really powerful. But it's just not a thing in the meta right now because, yeah, like I mentioned, too fast, right? The meta is hitting too hard and too fast. So for Colosseum side, FK will always be a thing because the ability to let your leader unit, especially the likes of FP, throw their weapon skills multiple times at a quicker rate than your opponent just makes her a decent unit there. At the same time, because her attack is able to pass through enemies, so she's able to attack a lot of people at the same time, at least 2 targets if they are close up together. And in a sense, due to her elemental advantage, she counters one of the most prominent unit, which is Future Princess, by quite a bit. So there's that going for her, and her party buff in general is just something that makes your leader stronger. So if your leader is a strong unit, then she's probably a good addition for your team within the Colosseum. As for the raid side, she's the strongest in your range basic team. Other than that, nothing much, right? She's a key essential part because of her basic resist now. So yeah, if you are considering a basic raid team, then basic, or rather Future Knight, it's probably a must-have because of the damage output she can provide, as well as the basic resist down she can provide for your party. Overall, I'll say that Future Knight is a really good all-rounder unit. She can do a bit of everything, right? She can play arena, she can do raid, she can do Colosseum, and she's strong in Colosseum and a bit of raid, but in arena she's like, you know, hit or miss, right? Depends on who you match up against, depends on the map, depends on the team setups. So that's that going for her. But overall, I'll still say that Future Knight is very valuable because she's still your main character that is from the future and alternate timeline. So that's that going for her. Next up, we have movie star Eugene. So we are moving to the lesser hero category. So Eugene is probably one of the worst hero all around in Garden Tales, because Eugene excels in PvP, but right now she's pretty weak there. Although in certain maps where she has the ability to run and abuse her movement speed advantage, she's really good. But in most scenarios, she's beat up pretty badly, especially since arena is a thing. If you guys have seen a clip of a mono-like player known as Soul Delete, he actually posted a video before where his super stack Eugene actually chained the arena and it dealt like less than 10% HP. So that's pretty much what's happening in the arena right now. And for PvE side, dude, she's a warrior, right? She doesn't have much defenses and she doesn't have any defense down, any resist down. So she's not really that good in raid. You can still use her as a melee buffer for the team, but you just have other way better options right now, so I would recommend you to build her unless you are a fan for latex as well as motorbikes. And lastly, we come to my boy, which is Golem Rider Alef. So Alef can be described in one word, and that is niche. So Alef is only really good if you're fighting against ranged enemies, right? Ranged AIs or ranged opponents in arena. So he's very situational. I wouldn't say that he is bad. If you put him in a general context, where is he feasible in different game modes as well as versatility in general, I think he's bad. But if you put him into the matchups where he can fight against ranged units, he's actually a beast there. So I'll say that he's just a bit too niche, right? Not very good for a general gameplay type of thing, right? If you spend all your investment on him, the return that you get on other game modes outside of fighting ranged opponent is really low. So I strongly don't recommend you to go for him or invest in him. But if you do decide to, you know, like prepare yourself to counter ranged units, I'll say that Alef is a pretty decent unit there. But other than that, not really that good in general. So that pretty much concludes this video. If people are still lost after watching this video, I think the 2 units that you guys can invest in and feel safe about its shelf life as well as versatility, I'll say it's FK and Noxia, right? These 2 units, they will see use, they will stay around, they will hang around, and they can be used in multiple game modes all at once. Scintillia, if you are really tired of mono earth, is a must-have in my opinion. And in general, Eugene and Alef is just not that good, and just invest in them if you want to counter specific matchups or if you want to build specific teams. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Do remember to like and subscribe in order to see more videos from this channel, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.